Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm going to be sharing home fragrance empties for the last few weeks. I don't think you're seeing this video until December, but this is like the first 2-ish weeks or so of November empties. I don't have as much this go around as I've had in the past, but I still wanted to share because if I wait too long in between filming empties, I forget how things performed. And so the whole point of an empties video is to share with you guys my thoughts and reviews on each of the items to the best of my ability. So obviously I want to make sure I remember. I feel like I've been going through a lot of loaves and kind of working on bigger quantity items recently. And so it's taking me a little bit longer to gather enough empties, but still have quite a bit of stuff. All of the timestamps, as always, will be down in the description box. I will say, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but a lot of the fall scents for me are kind of starting to blend together. I feel like I've melted so much apple, pumpkin, spice, cinnamon, over the last 3 months that it's getting a little bit hard sometimes to distinguish between the scents. So I think I'm ready for winter wax. I'm ready to kind of change things up for sure. But I still have a couple weeks left of my fall melting basket, and then we'll get into winter. But I'm starting to feel, as much as I love fall wax, I do. It's my favorite season. It's my favorite melting season. Things are starting to run together just a little bit. I only have one Scentsy this go around. I finished off a bar of Fall Feelin'. I don't think I have the notes, no. To me, this really smells like Bath and Body Works leaves. Very similar type fragrance. It is kind of that fall leaves, a little bit of apple, clove kind of spice scent. I really enjoy this. It is a perfect fall scent for me and a great performer. That one did not come back to the catalog this year, which was a disappointment, but I have quite a few bars of it, so I feel stocked up. Let's do a couple of one-offs here, so just vendors that I have only one item from. From Kay's, I finished just a small sample of Oak Barrel Cider. This is classic cider of apples and spices with notes of warm oak. I really enjoyed this. I loved the oak in this. It just made it so earthy and warm. Not the best performer ever because it was a fairly small sample. I put it in the hot plate here in this wax room. I could smell it for sure, but I feel like I would need to get a clamshell of it to kind of fully understand what the scent is like. But on cold and the scent that I was able to get from it, really enjoyed it. I am pretty close to being completely finished with my K's collection. I feel like I only have a couple of clamshells left, which is really exciting, but I love K's wax and I definitely want to make an order. I just am waiting until I can get my wax collection down a little bit, but I'm hopeful to make a decent sized K's order in 2025. I don't think I've purchased from K's at all this year, because I've really been trying to watch what I'm buying wax wise. But in 2025, I definitely want to make a K's order. She's got a lot of new fragrances. I kind of monitor occasionally the new items and new oils that she brings to her site, and she's got a lot of new ones. So really excited to get some more K's. From Traverse City Wax, I finished off, I think she calls these extra large brittle bars or something like that. This is Pumpkin Souffle. This one is Sweet Cinnamon, Pumpkin, Ginger, and Brown Sugar Crust. This was poured October of 23, so just over a year old. I liked this. This was a good, cozy Thanksgiving pumpkin type fragrance. It was a good performer. Did it stand out as something that I need a lot of? No. So probably not something I would repurchase, but I really like Traverse City's wax. And I don't have that much of it, but everything I've had from her I shouldn't say everything. For the most part, everything has performed really well, and this one was no exception. From Sassy Girl Aroma, I finished off a bag of blocks in It's Fall Charlie Brown. I've had this for probably 2 years, and so definitely needed to make sure this fall season I was melting it. This is apple, pumpkin, strudel, and zucchini bread. This was so good. I loved the apple and pumpkin and the fall forward notes, but you really got that strudel. You got kind of a sweet bakery scent, and then the zucchini bread behind it. I really feel like the strudel stands out more than anything. It's almost like a pastry topped with sugar or something like that. It's a very sweet fragrance to me. Beautiful bakery scent. Really enjoyed this, and I know that this is a very popular one from her shop, so I'm glad to have finally tried that. But I'm still trying to really work through my Sassy Girl Aroma stuff. I know, I think, I shouldn't say I know, I think she's reopening in January, but I still have quite a stash of her wax, and so I really want to keep working on my collection for Sassy Girl and get it down to a very reasonable amount, and then kind of only purchase my absolute loves going forward. That is my plan. So I liked that, but not sure if I absolutely love it, but it is a really great fall scent. From Destination Wax, I finished off one of my absolute favorites. This is Wine Cellar. This is a loaf, and it is discontinued as far as I'm aware for her shop. It's this oil that she can't get anymore. This is pomegranate, black cherries, pink pepper, musk, saffron, and patchouli. Slightly sweeter than the Bath & Body Works type. So this is very much similar to Bath & Body Works Wine Cellar. Or if you have recently gotten the Candle Nurses, the Cellar, very similar fragrance. I do think that this one is a tad sweeter. I don't know if it's the pomegranate, the black cherry, what exactly it is that makes it sweeter, but there is that subtle difference to it, but it is so beautiful. I love Wine Cellar fragrances. It just smells so high-end, I feel like, sometimes in the house when you melt a Wine Cellar scent. I loved the sweetness of this. This was a powerhouse too. I've actually been working on this loaf for a couple of months. I put it in my September melting basket, melted it a time or two, and then took it out for October, and then put it back in for November and finished it off. So I got many melts out of this loaf. A little bit went a long way, and this throws for days. I think every time I put this in, I left this in the warmers for well over 2 days, like well over 48 hours, because it just, every time you would think, oh, it's probably about time to change my warmers, I still would be able to smell this. So great performer, fantastic scent. If it ever comes back, which it might, Destination Wax does bring back discontinued scents sometimes. I'm not sure how she's able to find them, or if she's able to find kind of dupe oils. I don't know her process, but she does bring back a discontinued oil. So there is a chance that this one will come back. And if it does, I will definitely pick up another loaf. But I'm glad to have Candle Nurses, the Cellar, and then just when Bath & Body Works comes out with Wine Cellar, that eases my pain of not having this loaf. But love that scent so much. From Super Tarts, finished off a sample in pumpkin bars. This is pumpkin pie crust and pumpkin pie crust, whipped cream, coconut cream, and cinnamon. Man, sometimes her labels and her writing on her labels, this is the tiniest writing, and it blends in with the background. This one didn't have much of a scent to it. Now, granted, it was only, one sample. I put it in one of the warmers here in this wax room, so I put it in one of my Scentsy warmers. Maybe it wasn't hot enough. I didn't get great performance with that, but I really, in general, get fantastic performance with Super Tarts. So I bet if I bought, a brick or something of this, I would have a better a better performance. Not a huge pumpkin fan anyway, so probably not a scent I would look for. Clamshell in Thankful and Blessed. This clamshell is real old, so I knew I had to get it. It's definitely got the squishy, the squishy backs. This is apple cider, marshmallow fluff, and zucchini bread. I really liked this. I liked the apple cider in here. Very typical apple cider. Then you get the zucchini bread with it. I don't know if I could say I got marshmallow fluff, but probably a blender note. But really got the zucchini bread and the apple cider. That was really nice. And then lastly for Super Tarts, I finished off a brick in Smells Like Fall. Love this one. I've gone through so many of these, and I think I have a band bag or two of this in my collection, so I am well stocked up. This is apple, fall leaves, pumpkin, and lemon. This is a powerhouse fragrance. Very, very strong. I melted this in my kitchen one day. You get all of those notes. The lemon makes it very fresh, but it doesn't scream lemon to me. It just adds like a brightness of freshness, but I really feel like I get the apple, the pumpkin, you get the freshness from the lemon. It's a little bit of fall leaves, but it is not Bath and Body Works type. It is not super spicy. This is definitely more of a fruit heavy leaning scent. I think this is great for kind of a warm fall day or a summer to fall transitional fragrance because it is so heavy on the fruit and doesn't have a lot of the spices and kind of the deep fall notes. I love it for that time of year, just kind of that transitional or a warm fall day. I also love this paired with Morning Walk. So if you have Morning Walk and Smells Like Fall, blend the two together. Something about the mix of the dirt and those notes from Morning Walk and then mixing it with kind of the fresh fall fruits. Really great combination. Love that a lot. So try that if you have both of those scents. From Teddy Bees, finished off a couple. I've got 3 samples here sent to me from Summer, so thank you so very much, Summer. These are for my Teddy Bees Master Scent List series. So after I filmed the video, I've been trying to melt some of these samples and kind of get an impression of what they smell like on warm. So first up, I have Fiji. Fiji is sea salt, driftwood, green clover, aloe, and warm vanilla sugar. Really enjoyed this one on cold. You really get a lot of the driftwood. You get a lot of those green notes. It's very spa-like in a way to me. This smells like you would walk into a spa and smell a scent like this. Very, very pretty scent. I melted this sample in my bathroom and unfortunately I wasn't able to smell it. Now, my bathrooms are really hard to scent because I have old school 1970s bathrooms. I'm sure they've been redone since then, but I have tile halfway or even higher in one of the bathrooms up the wall. So between the porcelain, you know, from the toilet, the tub, you know, the ceramic, the tile, it is hard to scent because there's really nothing to kind of absorb that scent. You know what I mean? So I'm not faulting this scent for not being able to throw. Probably just maybe wasn't the best space to put it. Again, I just struggle with my bathroom because of all of the tile and porcelain that's in there. So don't take my word for a performance on this one. If you like spa-like green, fresh fragrances, you would probably really enjoy Fiji. Fairy Tales and Lemons. This is actually going in my bedroom right now. This is pomegranate nectar, fresh orange blossom, vanilla, warm amber, sugared lemon zest, and a hint of Palo Santo. This is a very fresh, fruity scent to me. You get a lot of the pomegranate, a lot of the lemon. It is a bright, citrusy fragrance. I can't say I feel like I get any amber or palo. It does just say a hint of palo, but I cannot pick out any palo at all. But if you like fruity, if you like lemon, great spring and summer scent. It's making my bedroom smell nice and clean, which I always really enjoy. So definitely what I would consider getting a souffle of the next time it is offered. And then I have Doll Squad. This one is pink sugar, sweet bakery dough, marshmallow balm, and a hint of spearmint. Okay, this one's not my favorite, but it's because of the spearmint. I've just come to realize I'm not a spearmint fan. And there's something about the way the spearmint is mixed with a bakery dough. It just seems weird to me. It smells like you're baking bread in a dentist office or something. Like you're getting the toothpaste and those strong minty notes, but you're also getting this, it literally smells like raw dough. This is very much a dough type fragrance. Not my favorite. I think it's an interesting combination. I might like it better if I liked spearmint more, but I just don't really care for spearmint, so I don't know. Have you guys ever tried Doll Squad? What do you think of it? Then I've got two souffles, praline and woods. This one is toasted pecans, praline candy, spiced white cake blended with soft woods. This is really, really pretty. This was such a warm, cozy fragrance. I really get a lot of the nuttiness to this. It smells really, like it says, toasted pecans, praline candy. It kind of smells like, you know, you go to carnivals or the fairs or things like that, and then you can get the pecans or cashews, and like they're roasted and they've got cinnamon and sugar or whatever on them, like a candied glaze, and you can get the nice and warm. That's kind of what this scent gives me, like a toasted nut, a warm pecan fragrance. You get some of the spices to it. I could see a little bit of cake too, just there's a little bit of a bakery note to this fragrance. Soft woods, I'm not sure how much woods I'm picking up, but this to me is a very toasted pecan, nutty, bakery heavy fragrance. Very, very pretty through all day long. A great performer. It was a strong scent. Really enjoyed that one. And then Sugar, Spice, and Fireside. This one is the smell of snickerdoodles and oatmeal cookies baking in a wood fire oven. I loved this one on cold so very much, and I have been waiting to melt this. I wanted it to be a certain time of year. Just, I wanted it to have enough cure time, so I have been patiently sitting and letting this one marinate before I warmed it. It is so good, and it's so interesting that this is a scent that I would really enjoy because I don't love the scent of oatmeal or oatmeal cookies, and snickerdoodle is not really a favorite either, but you get a little bit of the wood fire oven, a little bit of the smoky notes. It's warm, it's bakery heavy, it's got a little bit of cinnamon in the snickerdoodle, but not too much. This is a beautiful fragrance. I would love to get it again. It didn't last as long as I would have liked it to, but that could have been my fault. I meal prepped the day that I had this in my warmers. I put this in the kitchen in open concept, and later on that day I ended up doing some cooking and meal prepping. So I think it's my fault. I think I kind of just, I needed to change the wax at the point I kind of drown out the cooking scents that I had, and this one just wasn't able to overtake the other scents. So shame on me, but it is what it is. So I wish this one would have lasted a longer, but what I could smell for the length I smelled it was really, really good. Definitely would love to get more of that one. And then the last vendor I have is Lavender and Speckles. I have been trying to go through Lavender and Speckles just in general. I mean, one, because I love her wax, but two, because I have a lot of it, and the October pre-order, like trying to get ready for the October pre-order, making sure I have room in my drawers to put the new wax, because I do have a large order coming. That haul might be up by this point, I'm not sure, but I got quite a few clamshells and 2 samplers, so I needed space to put it. So I definitely have been working on some lavender and speckles over the last few months. So let's start with the samplers. I have 4 kind of sampler scents here. 2 from the bourbon sampler and 2 from the barbershop sampler. I have been using these a lot in my bedroom and also the bathrooms. I'm finding that lavender and speckles is throwing fantastic in my bathrooms. It's really able to permeate that space, which is great. I put the whole bunt in. I try to get the Parasoy formula as much as I can. I think the olive oil formula is fantastic. It is a very strong performer, but I like having the individual Parasoy pieces that I could just pick up and put into a warmer without having any sort of mess or chopping. And it does need a longer cure time, her Parasoy formula, but I get great performance once I let it sit for a few months. So I'm always really happy with my performance, you know, with her wax overall. So from the barbershop sampler, I melted barbershop and citrus. This was one of my favorites when we made this sampler, and I was so surprised at how much I liked this because I'm not really a big citrus person, but this combination is so beautiful. I have seen her offer it in full-size bags. I haven't repurchased it because I had a couple of these, but you get the beautiful barbershop, that masculine cologne type fragrance, and then you get this bright citrusy scent. So pretty. These combine so beautifully together, and this was a powerhouse. Incredibly strong. These samplers, you know, come with 3 pieces in them, and I probably could have gotten away with 1, 2 max in my bedroom. I put in all 3, and it was strong. This lasted in my bedroom for a couple of days. Then I finished off a barbershop and sugar cookie espresso. I think this one was in my last empties as well. So that one I put in one room, and it was so strong. It was coming down the hallway and coming into my open concept space. So for this bag, I actually individually melted the 3 pieces, and I melted them in my bathroom. It was perfect for that. One bunch was really able to scent up the space and then not, you know, be overwhelming. I really actually enjoyed the combination of these notes, which is surprising because I am not a big coffee person. As the scent has sat and cured, the barbershop has come out a lot more. At first, I felt like it was very heavy on the espresso, but as it has mingled and cured, I very much get the barbershop now. You do get the hints of espresso, though. It is their beautiful Sunday morning type of fragrance. Love that one a lot. Then from the bourbon sampler, I melted 2 of the scents that did not make the cut. So the process of working on a sampler with Beth, obviously you come up with a variety of different ideas. She pours them, and then she sends these to you for you to be able to narrow down what scents go into the samplers. It is always incredibly hard. That's why the bourbon sampler has 12 scents instead of 10, because I could not narrow it down to 10. There were just too many that I really, really wanted. But these are a couple that I did eliminate, but obviously still want to melt them and enjoy them. And maybe this gives you ideas for customs. You know, Beth kind of consistently is doing customs right now. And so if either of these sound good to you, put them on your customs list. So I have bourbon, strawberry shortcake, and cashmere cream. So the reason I cut this one is the strawberry shortcake oil. It was very much that fresh strawberry that I know so many people love, but I I can't get by it. And so this one definitely was very fresh strawberry. I do get some of the cashmere cream as well. This one is lighter on the bourbon. It's there and you can get an idea and smell it a little bit, but the cashmere and the strawberry really overtake this. I melted this in my bedroom. It was a great performer. The strawberry oil is just not my favorite. I wonder if I did like a strawberry pound cake or something like that. I bet I would like this one better. Still a great performer and a good scent if those scent notes sound up your alley. And then the other one is Wild Cherry Bourbon. This one actually kind of started growing on me as I warmed it. This was incredibly strong. Oh my gosh. I melted 2 pieces in my bedroom, 1 piece in the hall bathroom. Powerhouse in both of those spaces. Actually very pretty. It definitely is a little medicinal though. I get a Luden's cough drop scent to it, but it also has a lot of sweetness to this cherry. And as it was warming, especially in my bedroom, I would go in there and be like, wow, I kind of like this, you know, more than I was anticipating. Is it something that I'm going to be looking for? No, but it surprised me because I'm really not a big cherry person, especially if it's medicinal leaning in any way. And I definitely did get like a Luden's cough drop note to this, but it also was very sweet. You get a hint of the bourbon in the background. The cherry is by far the dominant note in this blend, but I actually enjoyed this and I was really, really surprised about it. So if you like cherry with a little bit of a twist, maybe add that one to your customs list. Then I finished from Summer. She sent me a sample of Winter Berries. So this is a blend that Summer came up with the scent notes, if I can get that to focus. That Summer came up with the scent notes and then I ended up naming the blend. This is definitely Summer's blend though, but she sent me a couple pieces just to try. This is Blackberry, Icy Vanilla Woods, and Roasted Pine Cones. I mean, 3 of both of our favorite scent notes ever. I'm pretty positive I have a bag of this in my collection. I didn't get a ton of throw from this one. It was 2 pieces. I melted this in my bedroom. I got some of the roasted pine cone, which I'm never upset about. I love roasted pine cone, but it was a very light performer. Not sure if I probably just need more pieces of this scent. I'm pretty positive I have a full-size bag of it. So I'd be curious once I melt that one to see how it does. And I definitely will be probably putting in like 3 or 4 pieces into a space instead of just 2. But I appreciate the sample and it is a really beautiful scent. Finished off one of my oldest bags from her. You can tell just by the bag. This is Fall Foliage. Melted this yesterday actually in my open concept. This is Cranberry Woods, Leaves, and Roasted Pine Cones. I felt like I got mainly leaves from this scent. Didn't really get a lot of the roasted pine cones, and Cranberry Woods, I would say I could smell a little bit, but was definitely more in the background. The leaves is what stood out the most to me. I really enjoy leaves, so not a problem for me, but I guess I do wish that the other notes would have kind of come out a little bit more and not have been drowned out by the leaves. But this bag is probably 2 years old, so could have been my fault as well. Salted Pretzel Fireside Milkshake. This is one of my absolute favorite scents from her. I have melted quite a bit of this in the past. Salted pretzels, vanilla ice cream, Palo Santo, and marshmallow fireside. Her Palo is my favorite oil. It is the best. Then you get the salty pretzel, the creamy marshmallow. If you like bakery heavy Palo Santo scents, creamy Palo Santo, you would love this one. It is a great performer. It is so good in the open concept. Highly, highly recommend it. I need to check to see if I have any more of this, because if not, I need to add it to my list of scents to look out for. And then lastly, I finished off Forest Fire. This one is pine cones, amber, rosewood, and a hint of smoky firewood. Now, I would say this is more than a hint of smoke, but I love it. I love smoky campfire type of fragrances. So I do get the smoky firewood scent. It truly smells like you just threw a piece of wood on a fire and kind of the flames come up. You're in the forest, you get the trees. I don't know if I would pick out amber, rosewood, but I do get a tree fragrance in general, a wood heavy scent, and then that smoke. Really, really pretty. If you like tree and you like smoky scents, I think this is one that you will really, really enjoy. So that was Forest Fire. Okay, that is it. Actually, more than I thought. So I'm glad that I sat down, and this was kind of an impromptu filming. I just was like, I better do this because I'm going to forget. So I'm glad I sat down and filmed this video. That is everything that I've melted in the last couple of weeks. So like the first couple of weeks of November. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing everything that I used up, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.